everyone. Welcome to the Horror Room. I'm Travis Bruce, and today we're doing another Women of Horror Spotlight. Today I have with us, she's an actress, as well as she's a lead vocalist in a heavy metal band that's called Comfort the Dead. And she's also starring in a new horror movie that's called Stagecraft. I have with us Jill The Rush. Jill, welcome to the Horror Room.
Hi, thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure having you on. Pleasure having you on. So, normally I would start talking about horror movies, but I am fascinated. So, about you being a lead vocalist in a heavy metal band. Tell us a little bit about Comfort the Dead and about your band. Let's start off with your band first.
So, Comfort the Dead is an idea that I had, honestly, for a couple of years. I mean, I've been making music since I was a little girl, but I always knew I wanted to go into heavy metal. And Comfort the Dead was like, honestly, in my head, it's its own little character that I created, like I said, years ago, until I found like the right band members to like be a part of it with me. And Comfort the Dead, basically, I like to write about all the things we don't want to talk about, because I feel like we all have these really heavy emotions maybe we don't want to share, or like bad emotions. I don't really think there's bad emotions, but like jealousy or anger or sadness or like the most dramatic, worst like thoughts that we have. Like, I think it's really good to get those out, and Comfort the Dead is like a space where I can get it out and other people can feel heard. Because I feel like when you start cutting off all those things about yourself that you maybe don't want to talk about, or you think make you look weird or like stupid, you kind of kill a part of yourself off, which is where the name came from, Comfort the Dead. I don't want to do that. I don't want to kill those parts of myself off. So that's where that came from. And I'm the lead vocalist. I write the songs, and my buddies help me with the instrumentals. So yeah.
Love it. And one thing you talk about, so like, one thing I love about music is, I think a lot of people do, I think some people do, I love when the lyrics hit at home. You know what I mean? Like, you're like, whether it be relationships or whatever the fuck you want in your life, like when it hits at home, those are the best songs. The best songs are ones that you can relate to. It's not the ones about you can relate to the driving a Bugatti or like pimping 20 hoes. Most people don't relate to that. They're like, I don't know what the hell that means. But like, you know what I mean? Love, death, and just personal things. I mean, there's things that relate to you, and they make the greatest songs.
Of course. Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's a lot easier. I've noticed it even when I'm showing my music to people, like, even when I write the more, like, angry, just, like, pissed off songs, like, it's easier to show that to people than when you start putting out the song that maybe made you really sad, or, like, you really meant what you wrote, you know what I mean? So I think that's why, I mean, there's so many songs, like what you said about, like a pimpin' hose. So yeah. I think it's easy and it's fun, and it's, like, that's... And which is cool too. That can be fun too. But I think for me personally, it serves me more to write the type of stuff I write. That stuff is fun, but of course.
Exactly. Now, how many albums? By the way, can you even make money in music anymore?
Oh, that is a really good question. Oh, I have my drummer actually. He makes his own beats. Like, he has his own stuff too. He told me that he got, like, I could be getting this wrong. It was something 5 million. It was either 5 million or 50 million streams. And he told me he only made $50. So
wow.
I'm sure you can, but I think it takes a lot of time. And I mean, I'm okay with that. I like putting out the music. So if money comes later, money comes later. Of course it would help, but if it comes later.
Exactly.
You make money from shows, but also I've noticed that live music, specifically in Los Angeles, is kind of unfortunately dying out a little bit. It's not as popular as it used to be. A lot of venues are closing, so I'm sure there's money, but not a lot of it.
But I'm on the East Coast, and it's the same way here. I mean, like, I used to listen, I'm talking back in the golden days, but listen, I mean, in the 90s and even the early 2000s, when I was young, like, going to concerts, it was such an experience. Like, you look forward to engaging in music with other people, and like I tell everybody all the time that I'm like, I never knew I was a Marilyn Manson fan until I saw Marilyn Manson play live. You know what I mean? Like I never knew I was. And like that's one thing about great but live music, but that has definitely died. But I think the reason live music has died, and you tell me if you think I'm wrong, I think it's too fucking expensive.
That is true. You mean to go to a show, like the tickets are too expensive?
Yes.
I could understand that. I mean, it depends how popular the artist is, but I would say for somebody just playing local shows, it could be anywhere from $20 per person up. But I mean, for concerts, like people who are, whether they're A-list or just, they have a lot more followers, that could be a couple hundred. That is people pay thousands of dollars like to go to shows. They really do. So
that's
I can totally
insane.
Yeah.
Like even like local bands, like I mean, I live in Baltimore, and like to go see a local band, you're dropping somewhere between $30 and $50 back. And like, I mean, there was a time like you pay a cover charge and buy 2 beers, and you were good to go. Like it's just, but I guess I mean that's just the way, because I guess streaming has made everything. I mean, that's how artists at one time were able to get their music out there and get some money, and that's taken away. So I mean, guess you got to up the price in the live shows.
That makes a lot of sense. Yep. Yeah, it is expensive for sure, especially in LA. I mean, everything is more expensive in LA, but it's also like even the little things, the gas to get there, like the price of drinks. I think a lot
parking.
of people.
And the parking, yikes, yes, could be expensive.
You might as well just walk. There's no parking, and I think a lot of people, when you think about going out and you think about how crowded and expensive it is, you're like, people might not go. So yeah, live music is not doing great over here. There's definitely a scene for it, but it's really small, and yeah, a lot of venues are definitely closing, unfortunately.
It's sad because a lot of the things I love going out and doing, seeing live shows and even seeing movies in movie theaters, the movie theaters are closing. Like it's just sad that like we're gonna be stuck at home soon. I just feel like everybody's just gonna be sitting at home watching Netflix and listening to music on Amazon Prime or something. And like
absolutely, I mean, everybody wants to stream everything. I've noticed that too. That it's like we're gonna get to a point where we just do everything at home, which I guess it's easy, but there's still like we still got to get out of the house. We cannot just sit inside.
You got to live life. You got to. I mean, you got to go to concerts, especially be young, and make some bad decisions. Like concerts, live shows are the best place to make bad decisions. You know what I mean?
And questionable decisions.
Yeah. Exactly. And those are the learning experiences that make you into a mature adult, hopefully.
Yeah. You got to go out and experience things. And I feel like I have a theory that since we've all been spending more time inside because now we have streaming or you can pretty much do anything you want from your house, honestly.
Yes.
People's social cues are a little off. Like, I feel like we're not as social as we used to be. And it's pretty concerning, honestly. We got to get out of the house.
It is. I mean, I saw something, this is on topic, but it's weird. I saw something like, relationships like between men and women and what's called have especially men and women have significantly dropped. Believe it or not, has dropped because of the soaring of OnlyFans. Apparently, a lot more men are having OnlyFans relationships than actual real relationships.
I 100% believe that because there was a period of time. I don't know if it was last year or the year prior, where I'm sure it was women too, but it primarily seemed like it was men who were really upset because they could no longer have sex with their AI girlfriends. Like the AI app took off that feature. And men were in tears. Like I was reading posts of men being like, I didn't even go into work today because I miss my AI girlfriend so much.
Like,
so that's not even... People, I feel like fantasy is easier than reality for so many people. It's so much easier to like, you have this either OnlyFans model or this AI girlfriend. You can ask them to do anything for you. They're like yes people. They don't. if you have an actual girlfriend or boyfriend, whatever, they're going to have days where they're in good moods, bad moods. They say yes, they say no, they have this opinion. But if you just have an AI girlfriend or whatever, do whatever you want all the time. She's never going to make you mad. She just wants to say yes all the time. So, yeah.
That's so fucking weird. I mean, when I saw that, I was like, that's so fucking weird. Like this person's not real. I mean, yeah, okay, the OnlyFans person is real, but you know what I mean? They're not real because they're not yours, or they're not. You never meet them. You probably never meet them in person. But yeah, we're just in this weird situation where people just don't want to go out anymore. People just want to sit at home and pretend. I don't know.
These weird parasocial relationships too, where they, I think a lot of people make themselves think like, no, they care about me. Like, no, they don't know you.
Yeah, they're talking to 100 other dudes. 100 other dudes.
It's funny. It's their job.
Yeah, it's their job. I mean, yes, it's 1%. It's work to them. It is 1% work. I haven't met anyone who says that I love, and I've interviewed a couple of OnlyFans. I haven't met one that said I love being an OnlyFans model. No one said that. I'm talking about, they might say it on camera, but they don't say it off camera. But
okay, I get what you're saying. Like it hasn't been anyone. No one has ever been like, I love my job. Like,
they'll say that on camera. They'll say that on camera, and then off camera, they're like, "Oh my goodness, I hate this. You guys are creeps. Oh my goodness, you can blah blah blah." And I'm like, I get it. You know, it's weird.
Yeah, and these guys have more room to be weird because it's not face to face, so it's so much easier to send in these weird, like, nasty requests and like messages because there's no repercussions for it. There's really not. Yeah. So
these guys are telling them that they love them and I'm in a relationship with you. Like, you know, that's fucking weird. I mean, if I was a woman, if I was a man or anybody sitting on the opposite side, I'd be like, okay, I'm smiling, like, yep, I'm collecting your money. But I'm like, oh my God, this is so fucking weird. It's scary. All right, but listen. Okay, so
it's super strange.
Yeah, super strange. All right, so how did you? Okay, so you're also a horror actress. Now,
yeah.
Now, how did you transition from music to acting?
So from the jump, I was always, is that a good angle? From the jump, I was always doing. Not talk. I'm thinking too much about like the lighting.
You're good.
From the jump, I was always doing both, and I think they play into each other though, because I was really, really shy growing up, and I didn't start to get the confidence to start to do metal until I started acting. But even with acting, I started going to Stella Adler in Hollywood, and I was so shy. I really, like, it got to a point where the teacher would just have to throw me up on stage, and it's like, well, I just stand here. And then eventually I got really comfortable because they pushed me to, but I was like that. You had to push me. And eventually I got really comfortable. So when I got more comfortable with acting and they started handing me these characters that were just like off their shit, honestly, in a good way. I love playing those characters, but I got comfortable screaming on stage, like at my husband or like my siblings, whatever. So once I did that, I started trying to learn metal vocals, and then my confidence just kept building from there. So I was always doing both, but they definitely like fed off of each other in that way.
Now, when it comes to acting, especially horror acting, this is a question I don't think I've ever asked anybody before. As an actress, is it hard, especially in indie horror, not to get typecast as? Because I see a lot of horror actresses, right? And they star in a lot of indie horror movies, but they're literally the same character in every movie. Is that hard not to do? Not get typecast as the same, whether it be the punk rock chick, or the badass chick, or the cheerleader, or whatever?
Yeah. Yeah, it is hard because I would say, look, I'm not complaining. I know what I look like, so I see why I would be cast for certain things. It's okay. Because I remember even back in school, we did these exercises of trying to typecast each other. And immediately everybody was like, oh, Jill's the criminal. She's going to like She's gonna mug me. So, I would say, yeah, it's easy to get typecasted. Again, I don't mind because I want to play the grittier roles, like the more dramatic ones, so it's okay. But normally, when I get a part for something, I'm the bully or I am the goth friend. So yeah, it happens for sure.
Because I've only been in one movie, but I have definitely received movie offers, and like
Yeah.
I would say, thank God, like the majority of them are like different things. But there's a percentage where it's like, oh, okay, I'm Jamal, the stereotypical black guy, and I'm like, oh, okay, like, but I realize, but I realize when it comes to horror movies, there's only two type of black guys in most horror movies. I don't know why this is. Either you're the hard ass tough guy, or like slash jock. You know what I mean? Like you're either that guy or you're like like the bad guy or the criminal or the thug or the yo girl. Like you're one of those.
Yeah.
That's the only two characters you can be as a black guy in a horror movie is the super jockey guy who is kind of a dick, or you can be that guy.
Yeah, I noticed that even in just shows I'm watching. I noticed of course you picked of course you picked him to do this and this because his skin color. Like there's stereotypes in all types of things. Honestly,
Yes.
so I hear you.
So tell us a little bit about Stagecraft, which is your new movie you're in.
Yeah, so Stagecraft is a screenplay by Alex Bram, which I'm very excited about because a lot of the characters I've played that are either mean or just, a screws loose. It's normally below the surface. Like, let's say I get casted as somebody who tries really, really hard to be sweet because they're so messed up on the inside. I'm excited for this because my character is just messed up. Like she's just mean. Like she is just a bully, and it's nice to. And I say that with no judgment, believe it or not. But it's nice to play somebody who that's just what they are. Like they know they're mean, and they are mean, and they look mean. It's gonna be cool to play that. And it takes place in a very scary setting, which is high school, and. Uh, yeah, I am the bully. I don't know how much I'm supposed to be allowed to say or not, but the main character, um, she's definitely bullied by me. So yeah, I'm the goth bully, believe it or not.
I don't see you as bully, but I can see you as definitely the goth character in the movie. That's what I would typecast you as, Joe. And
Of course, the goth.
In my fake movie, yeah. So now, how long? What was that?
I was like, I'm not complaining. I worry about like, oh, here I go again. Goth character. Like, no, it's a good thing. It's a thing.
Now, I have a question. So, when you get a role and they want you to play a high school student,
Right.
do you have to like mentally get yourself back to high school, or like is that something? Is that something that you just act like yourself?
In some ways, well, I guess, okay, well, I'm 23 now. So high school is already, it's been about 6 years. So it's still fresh enough, but you can change a lot in 6 years. You really can.
100%.
So
100%.
I in some ways, yes. The memory's fresh enough that it's not impossible, but I would definitely say, yeah, I would probably have to mentally prepare myself for that a little bit because I don't know. I mean, 6 years goes by like that, but your brain changes so much. The way you look at things changes so much. The way you want to interact with people, like so many things are different. So it's like going into a different brain, of course. Yeah.
Now, this is your personal opinion question I've asked you. This is a funny question. Okay, um, why do you feel like in horror when it comes? Why is it always high school and college kids? Why can't
Hmm.
why can't people in their 30s or late 20s or 40s have fun? That's the first part of the question.
It never
And also, the second part of the question is too, when it comes to high school and college kids, why do they always? I'm trying to laugh. Why do they always hire actors and actresses who are clearly in their 30s and 40s to play teenagers and college students?
Oh, they'll say like, "Oh, that's Bryce. He's the jock. He's 16." I'm like, "Baby, that's a 34-year-old man. That doesn't."
Why do they do that? But I mean, I'm pretty sure there's a plethora of actors and actresses in their early 20s, like yourself, or even 18, 19-year-old. Why do you have to go all the way to someone my age? I'm 41, and I'm with a gray beard talking about, yeah, I'm the senior football captain. Like, what?
And we're all just supposed to blindly believe this, by the way.
Yes. It
All the other
distracts me.
characters, yes, like he's 16. Yes, he is in high school with.
Every time I see an indie horror movie, especially, it throws me off every single time because I'm looking like, you expect me to believe that these people? I know some of these actors and actresses, and I know that they're closer to my age than they are in high school. So, like,
Oh, yeah.
I'm sitting there like, I'm like, so you're expecting me to believe? I know her. I know that she's 35 years old. Why is she playing a 15-year-old? Like, that makes no sense. Like,
Right.
Why can't she be? Why can't she be a fun, I don't know, a fun 30-some-year-old going on a girls trip? And like, I mean, people in their 30s have fun. Like,
They do.
horror movie filmmakers, people in their late 20s, 30s, even 23-year-old, we have fun besides being in high school and college.
Life
We do
stop
fun
it
stuff.
and we keep going.
We're irresponsible too.
Yes. Oh yeah. My guess. So I've thought about this because there's a lot of
Okay.
shows I like where I look up the age of the people because I'm curious because sometimes the content is really heavy. Like if you're watching something like Euphoria or you're watching like there's a lot of teen dramas where they're doing real adult stuff. So
Mhm.
I thought maybe it had to do with that. Like maybe they don't want to cast a like teenager to do this really like raunchy like whatever the scene is. But I don't know. That's gonna be
You
my
can get
guess.
someone, but you can get someone 19, 20, 21, 22, 20,
Right,
23,
they don't.
24.
Yeah.
Like, I watch Cobra Kai all the time, and like, majority of these people look like they have a mortgage. Like, I'm looking like, okay, they're in high school. Like, that's not
No.
even believable.
Yeah, I would say like I see teenagers getting played by anywhere from like 26-year-olds to like 30 something year olds all the time, and it's sometimes it's obvious for sure.
What is that though? I mean, I don't know why that is. I would love a filmmaker. I've asked this question several times, and no one can give me a straight answer. But I would love to know why. I mean, look, you can definitely pass for a high school student. Perfect. Listen, Alex, the name is from did a great job, right? But
Yeah,
like, I listen. But this is also so too. This also goes to the actors and actresses. I'm 41. If somebody sent me a role right now, say I'm playing a high school student, I would laugh and be like, "No, I'm not doing that." Like, what? How many years did I get held back? I could be the principal or the teacher. Like, I'm real with myself. I don't look like I'm in high school.
right. I Yeah, my best guess is it has to do with that. But you're right. They really could hire somebody who's at least closer to being a teenager than like the 30 something year olds that do play teenagers. I really have no idea. I don't know.
Filmmakers,
Because
even in the comments.
No.
Because I mean, listen, you can't say, well, I can't find any young actors, actresses. That would be a load of shit. I mean, there's tons of actresses
Tons of them.
in the early 20s. I mean,
Yeah.
come on now. Like, I don't know. Listen, I watched one recently. That the review is going to be coming up soon, and I'm telling you, everybody in there looked like they were in their 40s, and they're playing hooky from high school, and they look like someone's mom and dad. Like, I'm like, what is this?
Oh my gosh, I totally noticed that.
They literally looks like someone's parents, and they're playing hooky from high school. Like, hooky from high school, okay. Why can't they be? Listen, Jill. Why can't they be playing hooky from work? You know what I mean? Like, why can't they be like, hey, let's all call out from sick from work and hang out? Like, why do they gotta be in high school?
It's just not a logical solution. We just can't do that.
I call out hooky from work. I shouldn't be saying this on that, but I call out hooky from work. My friends were like, hey, let's go to a baseball game during the day. All right, I'm gonna be sick. And we all call out and we go see the baseball game. Like, I do that. I'm pretty sure other people do that. So why can't we do that in a movie where we're playing hooky from work? Jill, I got you stumped, right?
Wish I knew. And it's funny because I've noticed something. If there's a movie surrounding people, let's say in their 30s and 40s, usually it's like a mom movie or a dad movie. Like, it's like Bad Moms, Halloween. Like, there's no, they're not having fun. This is like,
no.
I don't know, they all have like a glass of wine and like that they spiral, and that's the movie. So
I'm 41. I still have fun. I still have fun. I mean, I'm in bed by 11 o'clock, but I still have fun. You know, I mean, I think I can do some irresponsible. I think I probably still do irresponsible shit at 41. So put me in a movie with, a bunch of 40-year-olds, and we're out there. I mean, think about this. Here's a scenario: a bunch of guys who are in their early 40s, and they go to Vegas. And you're going to say, Travis, that sounds like the premise of Hangover. The Hangover. It does. But The Hangover could easily be a horror film, too.
It really could.
A bunch of guys in the 40s getting drunk.
Because a lot of horror movies or horror series, they normally take place in high school. For sure. I watched one recently that took place in high school, and everybody was clearly grown. I can't remember what it was called. It was something on Netflix about, it was like Spirit High or something. It was like ghost kids like in high school.
I interviewed a filmmaker once, and I was like, I know this actress like kind of personally because I interviewed her. I was like, you put her as a high school student. Not only you put a high school student, but you also put her as a virgin in the movie. And I know that personally, she's like 35 and she has a kid. Like, I'm like, that's why are we doing this? Like, this makes no sense. Okay,
right? Maybe they just see something in the person and they're like, you know what? We will work around the age difference because you have this thing that we like. Maybe it's that. We will work around it.
No. I can tell the difference between a high school student and a grown-ass person. I really can. I mean, it is what it is.
Well, normally what they'll do is like try to shave the guy's beard and put some makeup on the beard or something like that. Yeah. That's normally about it.
All right, Jill. Listen, I do this every once in a while. I'm gonna ask you 3 random horror questions. This is your personal opinion, okay? All right. What 4 horror character villains are on your Mount Rushmore?
Oh, that's a really good question. That's basically a way of saying what are my favorites, right?
Top 4, yep.
Okay, I've never heard that saying before in my life. Oh. My top 4. I should know this. Okay, question. In the movie The Grudge, would The Grudge be considered the villain?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna include her because that's the first horror movie I ever remember watching, and my sister used to terrify me because she would like go through the hallways with hair covering her face.
Oh, that's so mean. But buddy.
So we're gonna include her. Fun. I'm thinking this one. That's my cat. I'm sorry. Horror movie. That's hard. My favorite villains.
You got Jason, you got Michael Myers, you got Freddy, Leatherface, Art the Clown.
We'll count Jason for sure. That was helpful. Jason for sure.
Okay.
It's like I got asked a question and my brain just went blank. So we'll count Jason. And what do I have in mind? I think it's called the Amityville horror, and it's
Okay.
the dad that freaks out and kills the family, right?
Yes.
Okay, we're gonna count. That's the right one. We're gonna count him because that's one I also remember watching a lot growing up. That used to be one of my favorites. So I need to think of one more.
I feel like you're a Scream fan.
I am a Scream fan.
Okay. Why do I think that everybody in their 20s love the Scream movies? Like, if I ask anybody in their 20s what's your favorite horror movie, they always say, "Oh, Scream." It's instantaneously. That is like a generation series.
I thought Scream was supposed to be a little more satire, so I wasn't sure if I should say that.
No, you can 1% say Ghostface from Scream. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because I guess when I thought of, I like a lot of horror movies that are more like psychological. I get like it's weird because if I'm in a horror movie or whatever it is, and there's blood and guts, I'm totally fine with that. But if I'm watching it and there's too much blood and guts, oh, I want to pass out. So I kind of I'm thinking, okay, villains, and it's a lot of like I watch a lot of like, oh, somebody is possessed or somebody is, I don't know. It's a lot of psychological movies, so it's kind of hard for me to think who is the villain in that. I watched one recently that I really liked. I think it's called It Follows, and it's of course
It's all great.
and they it's a really good one. And, like basically they pass around like a possessed demon like it's an STD. But
yes.
I really like that movie. But I'm sitting here going blank like, well, who's the villain in that though?
It would be the demon, the possession, the spirit. Yes.
Okay. I thought about it too hard. So we'll count the ghost STD, I guess.
All right, and the second question. This is a wacky, crazy question. So we're talking about. I'm trying to keep a straight face for this question. All right, so we're talking about age appropriate actors for the role.
Yeah.
So if any horror director came into you and was like, "Listen, we want you to go ahead and play the role of a fifth grader," would you do that?
You know what? I've gotten an audition like that before.
Really?
I have. I've gotten an audition to play like an 11-year-old. You're like slightly short, and everybody wants you to play an 11-year-old. I would try real hard, but I don't think it would work. Because I might be short, but my voice doesn't sound like a kid, so I don't know how well that would go. Well, yeah. We would try, but I don't expect anyone to be pleased.
I'll be watching it like, she has a fucking driver's license. What is she talking about, 11-year-old? That's interesting. 11-year-old, really? I mean, listen, I get that, though. I get that it's probably hard to probably get a child in a horror movie, especially an indie horror movie. Like, it's probably hard to get a child actor or actress in. So, I guess you got to improvise.
Yeah.
The final one is, okay, what horror movie really scared the shit out of you growing up? Like the first horror movie that really got you into horror and scared the crap out of you.
It is so stupid. It's so stupid. It is. This is really specific. Do you remember years and years and years ago, there were a series of really ridiculous, scary leprechaun movies?
Yes, they weren't scary, but they were fun. But they were fun. Yes.
I was little. So to me,
Okay.
they were scary. I was a very little girl. I was like 4. And to me, he was very scary. Okay, so I used to like I would literally see the DVDs for it, like the cover, and I would see his face on it, and I wouldn't go in my grandma's room because she had him in there. Like it scared me that much. But I can't believe I didn't think about this. Oh, this would have been good for the first question. But Pennywise, why did I not think about that? The Pennywise is also
great.
one of the first. God, that would have been chill. That would have been a really good one. Because Pennywise was also the Leprechaun was the first one that actually really scared me. I know it's not really scary, but we were 4 at the time. Times have changed. But the Pennywise movie that actually got me really into horror because it was so strange. Like it was scary and weird, but like just the aesthetic of it, like Pennywise himself, like it was genuinely like it wasn't just scary because it was ridiculous. It was scary because it was actually like weird and scary.
It's bizarre. Yes, absolutely bizarre. I could definitely see that one.
Bizarre, but I prefer the original. I like the original Pennywise a lot. I don't know how I didn't think about that. Well, Pennywise.
Pennywise is definitely a great one. Listen.
Yeah.
Yo, where can everyone find you?
Kind of what?
Where can everyone find you? On social media?
Oh, yeah. You can find me on Instagram, which is comfort_the_dead. You can find my YouTube under the same thing, and my Facebook too, which is my name, Jill DeRush. And I think that's everywhere that I am.
Awesome. Listen, Jill, this was absolutely fun. It was a blast to have you on.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I had a good time too. I appreciate you letting me be on tonight.
Listen, this was fun, and yes, if you find an answer to about the 30 and 40-year-old, please let me know.
I will ponder it. I really will. I really will.
Listen, everyone, follow Jill and her band, Comfort the Dead, on social media as well as YouTube and Facebook and Instagram. All right, everyone. Well, thank you for coming to the Horror Room. I'm Travis Bruce, and that is Jill DeRoche. We'll see you next time. Take care.